footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emory Hunt, the czar of the playbook, breaking down the Falcons versus the Panthers. Now let's look at some keys to victory for the Falcons to see what they can do to win this ball game on the road.
You look at the Falcons offense, man, I really like what they do offensively. They ground and pound. They can spread you out. They can throw the football all over the field. The question is, which type of offense do they want to be? Do they want to be the one that's more consistent, which got them to the playoffs last season, which is the ground game? Or do they want to play with their new toys and Julio Jones and Harry Douglas and tinker with the passing game? But whatever they decide to do, they have to make sure they be balanced at it. They have to come into this game against the Panthers and attack the outside of the Panthers defense. The Panthers right now struggle in outside contain, whether that be in the run game or in the passing game. So look for guys like Michael Turner. Look for the passing game to work. Gonzalez. Look for these guys to attack the flats in the passing game before they take those timely shots deep down the field. And I think that's where the Falcons can be effective. I look at the interior offensive line of the Falcons. They can have a field day against the D tackles of the Panthers in the run game. So I say right now the Falcons have to come in and be a little bit more tilted toward the run instead of the pass. Now, defensively, when you're stopping the Carolina Panthers, it's all about sealing the edge, because the reason being, the Panthers have one of the best young quarterbacks in the league in Cam Newton. And you know, with a mobile quarterback back there in the pocket, the running game is going to be open because that backside defender has to stay home. So that's going to fall on the shoulders of John Abraham and company. They're going to have to do a great job of sealing the edge and keeping that run game bottled up. If they can do that, they're going to put the Panthers in third and long situations, and that's going to benefit them because they can get after the quarterback with Abraham and company. I think these guys will do a great job of putting pressure on Cam Newton.
Now let's move over to the Panthers and take a look at their offense to see how they can attack that Falcons defense.
What's not to like about rookie quarterback Cam Newton and the way the Panthers offense is looking right now in week 14? These guys have a downfield vertical passing attack, and that puts a huge amount of pressure on the opposing defenses. So you look at what they can do against the Falcons. The Falcons are shorthanded in the secondary, so look for them to continue to attack the field vertically. What plagued these guys in the first matchup was turnovers. If they could have held on to the football, they could have won the ball game. So I'll look for these guys to continue downfield passing attack. They have some great vertical threats, one great vertical threat in Steve Smith, and two solid targets at tight end. And when Cam Newton does things like this, that just opens up the entire playbook because you can't account for that. When you have a mobile quarterback, it's now 11 on 11, and that puts a lot of pressure on the defense. Now you look at where else they can attack the Falcons. I want to say attack these guys in the intermediate passing game. You're going to put those linebackers in situations where they have to cover, and that's going to open up more opportunities for guys like Jonathan Stewart and D'Angelo Williams to run the football. Now, on the defensive side of the football, what can happen is giving up the big play. These guys have an opportunistic defense. The secondary can make plays, but it's the big plays in the running game that has plagued the Carolina Panthers all season. If they could eliminate the big plays versus Atlanta, they could have some success. And the way they can do that is by sound fundamentals. Playing your keys in the run game, gap fits, run fits, that has to happen, especially if they're able to get pressure on Matt Ryan. They could have more opportunities to pick off passes.
Take a look at some X factors to see which player or players can have an effect on the outcome of this ball game.
X factor for the Panthers has to be run defense. You know the Falcons are going to come in and try to test that interior of their defensive line. If they can't stop the run, they can't beat the Falcons. And on the flip side, the Falcons' X factor has to be Michael Turner. The Panthers give up a lot of yards on the ground, and this is where Turner can have a huge effect on the ball game. I'm going with the Panthers in this game. I think the Panthers were able to move the football up and down the field on the Falcons in the first meeting. Ball security is going to be key, and I think they can do a great job of that this week.
For more NFL previews, visit footballgameplan.com/NFL or visit our YouTube channel at youtube.com/footballgameplan and listen to the Football Game Plan radio show, which airs Saturdays 11 a.m. Eastern Time at blogtalkradio.com/footballgameplan.